the JSE All-Share battling to find some form of direction. In the meantime, FTSE is well into negative territory. Asia had a very lackluster day as well. How much of this is all due to the 25 basis point increase from China?
Eleni, we're really driven by a weaker rand today. We saw obviously markets ending nearly flat yesterday, off the inflation, in terms of the rate increase out of China. Markets are pulling back because of it. However, we are flat in the day, and really the rand helping us remain flat, or else we'd likely to be negative today as well.
We're also starting to see positivity coming through in South Africa's gold mining index. This is despite the fact that the gold price is still sitting perhaps on the flat line, and more so with a negative bias. We're still seeing euro strength coming to the fore, but again, it is lackluster. It is sitting on that flat line as well. How much of a bearing is that rate increase in China going to have on the overall commodity space?
Eleni, the rate increase has been pretty much priced in the market. We are expecting possibly another 2 rates for the rest of the year. It's very positive for global markets in the long run if we speculate that China's doing this to reduce the asset bubble reduction within Asia. Long term, we still see China growing over 8%. So for the long term, very positive for global markets.
Let's delve into some numbers as well. We had SAPPI releasing results a little earlier today, and we have seen a turnaround. We're seeing headline earnings per share at around 7 US cents. Some analysts out there were expecting around 10 US cents. Do you think that this is overall disappointing for the market, or do you think that SAPPI perhaps is starting to post a turnaround?
It's a fair set of results, Eleni. The market, however, is disappointed with those results. We've seen it looks like investors are moving out of SAPPI in and into Mondi. Mondi has outperformed when compared to SAPPI. I think SAPPI is however geared for a good 2011, but negative in terms of expectations for its current results. But if it does continue to see or it is able to implement its price increases on the wood-coated, wood-free paper, it should bode well for them in 2011.
Well, looking at the paper and forestry sector on the JSE, it's posted a 24% return over the last 12 months. For January alone, we saw a 7% return. Do you think sentiment towards this industry is starting to turn around as we see the capacity scenario being sorted out, and also the likes of Mondi announcing a couple of days ago that its Poland unit has bought Saturn Management, which is an energy firm?
Correct, Eleni. Mondi has really carried the paper index, and we have seen them doing really well. If one looks at the uncoated wood-free prices, they are at pre-crisis levels, nearly at a 15-year high, and they have been able to capitalize that on that. And in terms of the Eastern Europe, they have seen unemployment lower than it has been in the West, and really are doing well. So we are seeing investors really seeing the returns coming out of that space and climbing into the paper industry.
A possible deal between the London Stock Exchange and the Toronto Stock Exchange. It seems that commodities are definitely the way to go going forward as well. The Toronto Stock Exchange is quite well known for its foray into very risky trade when it comes to commodities, and perhaps piling into those companies where most also fear to tread. Yolanda, your view on this? And this isn't the first deal that we've heard in as many months when it comes to stock exchanges wanting to merge.
Correct, Eleni, and it is a step forward. They need to look at reducing costs and really becoming market leaders, and this is the way forward for them. They have started from a long way back. We're looking at the 17th century from Jonathan's coffee shop, so they have come a long way, and this step is just one step closer, moving them into a direction where they're going to be serious competitors.
Let's touch on the local currency. We mentioned it a little earlier. Is it on a negative trend at this point in time. I chatted to Michael Keenan from Standard Bank a little earlier, and he says that we could see some very short-term strength coming to the fore, but the rand is going to weaken from here onwards. Is this your view as well?
Correct, Eleni. We are expecting the rand to remain at these current levels. Perhaps it's a short bounce, but we're seeing higher bond yields in the States. We're seeing intervention in our currency, and with the risk of inflation and the global a view that you're going to start seeing growth coming from developed markets versus emerging markets, we're likely to see the rand under pressure in the short term.